on the banks of the Monongahela River at FNB Stadium in Pittsburgh, PA. It's an East versus West matchup as Sacramento Republic continues its road trip, taking on the defending champs, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Alongside former Manchester United keeper Gary Bailey, Josh Appel with you as we dive into the Eastern Conference table. The defending champs in 5th place right now, but it's a bit of a logjam. They can jump Detroit and Louisville with 3 points tonight, give themselves a little more comfort in that playoff race. Recently for Pittsburgh, 2-3-0 last 5 matches. They scored just 5 goals. The attack has dried up a bit. See if they can get things going tonight against a very stout Sacramento side.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ask. Sac Republic give very little away. They've been struggling to score goals. That one, a lovely header into the back of the net. So they can find the net. Charles Orr's going to whip one in here. Far post, square ball. Goldthorpe says, thank you very much. It's going to be a hard game there to break down that Sac Republic defense.
Albert Dikwa is our player to watch tonight, sponsored by Modelo. He knows a thing or two about scoring goals in this league.
He does. Golden Boot winner back in 2023 now with his second spell at Pittsburgh. Just too shy of the club record for number of goals scored. So perhaps this is his night to break that record.
Now let's look out west, Gary, at the Western Conference table. Another 5th place team, Sacramento Republic. Another log jam in the West. They can jump level in points with FC Tulsa with 3 on the road tonight against Pittsburgh. Sacramento Republic and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. But it's just the second ever visit that Sacramento has taken here to Pittsburgh, the first since 2023. We'll have lineups and kick from FNB Stadium in Pittsburgh in just a moment on ESPN+.
At FNB, we're not just changing the skyline of Pittsburgh, we're reshaping the landscape of banking. Building a new headquarters in the Hill District, making $1 billion impact in our region. Fueling growth, revitalizing neighborhoods, creating opportunities. Because when our city rises, we all rise. Your bank might do business here. We're building a brighter future here.
Can your bank do that?
Welcome to FNB. Let's get started.
Blueprint at 84 Lumber started with the simplest of ideas: hire good people, provide excellent service, add value. From that foundation, we created our structure and shaped an industry. We build projects, homes, dreams, neighborhoods. We build careers, lives, futures. We build success. 84 Lumber.
I mean, how about that Ammo bobblehead? He's having the time of his life. Gary, we got to get our hands on one of those. We're moments away from kick in Pittsburgh. An East versus West showdown, Sacramento Republic and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by IC Light, brewed for victory. Here's what Rob Vincent is putting out there today.
Yeah, 2 changes to the team that won in Oakland. Danny Griffin comes in, Robbie Mertz drops to the bench. Trevor Ammon starts. Yu Sukanome goes to the bench, 4-4-2, and Trevor Ammon facing his former club. Wouldn't he love to score today?
And for Neil Collins, the third winningest coach in the history of USL Championship, Leibold getting his first start for Sacramento.
Yeah, it's one of three changes to the side that lost against Tulsa. Leibold comes in, Chippy Okube goes to the bench, Pep Casa starts, Mark Anthony Kay not available, and Forster Ajago out wide, Tyler Wolf on the bench in that 4-3-3 shape. And talking about players returning, Danny Vitiello returns to Pittsburgh, and he'll be hoping to prove that he's still one of the best USL keepers in recent times.
He won the Golden Glove with Pittsburgh. Comes back here with Sacramento. And this is just the second time that Sac Republic have ever come to FNB Stadium. They played to a 0-0 draw in 2023. Great crowd on hand. Supporters section in full force. There's Rob Vincent. First full season at the helm as the interim last year led Pittsburgh to its first ever USL Championship trophy. Vertigua, the former Golden Boot winner. Neil Collins, 114th career win last weekend against Jacksonville, third most all-time. He was the youngest to ever reach 100 career wins, and the fourth overall when he did it last year. As we get underway, Matt Thompson, our setter referee. Sac Republic in possession to get things going. They're coming off of a 1-0 defeat at FC Tulsa that snapped a 4-match unbeaten streak in USL play. It was their first time not securing a point in league play since June 20th. This is the final match of 3 in 8 days for Neil Collins' side as Ammon wreaks some havoc on Memo Rodriguez. Memo draws a whistle. How about the game that Pittsburgh is coming off last time out? 1-0 win at Oakland on a night where Rob Vincent made 6 changes to the starting 11. They were outpossessed 73-27 against Oakland, and yet did not give up a shot on target.
Well, you're talking about two of the best defensive sides in the entire USL Championship. Not only did they not give a shot up against Oakland, that was away from home. One of the home matches against Rhode Island only gave 1 shot up the entire game. It happens to have been the only one that went in the back of the net, unfortunately for Pittsburgh. But the point being, they give so little away. And then Sac Republic, recent games against Sporting Jacks, expected goals against 0.14. As that ball goes through the keeper, next to nothing. And against Oakland, 0.31 goals against. So the point being, both these sides give the opposition very, very little to work with. Could it be a 0-0 draw? We're hoping not, but certainly two fantastic defenses.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game. Building a win is presented by 84 Lumber.
For Pittsburgh, Rob Vincent saying we need to be more aggressive in the attacking third. Only scored 1 goal in their last 3 matches. Sac Republic, Neil Collins saying, take the limited opportunities. There's not going to be much on offer here tonight, he reckons. When it does pop up, you've got to grab it.
Don't forget they've got their secret weapon on the bench, Kyle Edwards, who feels like an automatic goal when he subs on. Tyler Wolf with a hat trick against Jacksonville. He's also available off the bench tonight as well for Neil Collins. And you mentioned the defensive prowess. Pittsburgh, top 10 in the league in fewest goals allowed. Sac Republic is tied for the second fewest. Only New Mexico United have conceded fewer goals this season. Vitiello heads that over the touchline as Vertigua was closing in, so Goldthorpe will come over to throw it in. So on the open, Goldthorpe had the game-winning goal against Oakland last time out, his second of the season, first since April 4th against Indy 11.
That's a good response after 2 losses at home. They needed to bounce back, and they did so in style.
Jackson Walty with the long throw. Flick towards goal, but Memo Rodriguez gets it away. First touch for Owen McCoy. And a lot of attrition on the back line for both teams this season. And specifically for Pittsburgh, it's allowed guys like Owen McCoy and Lasse Kelp to step up and really cement themselves as part of the starting 11 every week. Charles All. This is Kelp. Finds all again, but well done by Jared Timmer, stepping up to break that away. Up into the air towards Malongo. Now it's Vieira who couldn't control. Vieira, the 21-year-old. Tonight's injury report is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, the official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Spalding and Benitez remain out for Sac Republic. Freddie Kleeman is available off the bench. He did not play in the last two despite being on the team sheet. And Bradley Sample and Beto Edrock out with a core and a hernia injury respectively as Malongo, bit of a jersey tug from behind. No whistle from Thompson, and Malongo misfires wide.
It's definitely a jersey tug. Now, surely you pull that back if you're the referee. If it takes place inside the box, then it's a penalty, and it's ignored. Malongo just not able to get a clean shot, possibly because of that jersey pull. Could be a very controversial moment that early in the pitch, although he didn't seem to complain much, did he, Malongo?
No, which was surprising. Charles all turning on the Jets to try and get there. It's cleared away, and we've got our first splash of the night.
We'll just have a look here as he gets. Now watch that tug. That's a pull. That's a pull from outside the box. And surely that's a free kick. You play advantage. Shot goes wide. You pull it back. Free kick. Maybe he didn't see it. The referee, Matt Thompson. That's very possible.
I think Neil Collins is having a word with the fourth official, Shevket Shaparov. A long throw into the penalty area. Put away by Sac Republic. Flick back towards goal. Dikwa trying to chase it down. Dikwa is there, but the flag is up for offside. He missed the target well high anyways.
He's back in form, Dikwa. He was here obviously when he got that golden boot back in 2023. Then went off to Rhode Island for a while. Didn't really...
Wasn't a good fit there.
It wasn't, and he was one of their big signings, and they were going to score so many goals with him. Struggled. Now he's back, and I think he just feels very comfortable here at FMB Stadium.
He passed 60 career goals earlier this season when he scored against Detroit. Vieira getting physical with Malongo. Those two have been mixing up a lot already in the first 6+ minutes. You know, we were talking, Gary, before the match started about what this match could potentially be like. And we thought of what Neil Collins told us when we spoke earlier this week, because he described their 1-0 loss against Tulsa as, quote, not one for the purists.
Yes, I think by that he means it was attritional, it was tough, very few goal opportunities. And it has been like that at this stadium for a while now. It's, I think, 3 of the last 4 Pittsburgh have lost at home without scoring a goal. So it really hasn't been happy hunting for them at this ground, where normally they are so dangerous.
And Gary, they started the season 4-1-0 through their first 5 home games, 1-3 since, including a loss to Brooklyn FC.
Yep.
This is played out wide, low cross. McCoy gets in the way and forces a Sac Republic throw. Sac Republic side that has dealt with a long list of injuries. It feels, Neil Collins does, like the last 8 games, this group has really started to take shape. It's looking how they designed it. And, you know, just think when Freddie Kleeman gets back into the fold, Ryan Spalding, Michelle Benitez, it's an embarrassment of riches back there for Neil Collins.
Oh, absolutely. They have shown some good form. 3 wins and a draw in their last 6. Of course, Wolf on the bench as well.
Headed towards Campuzano over goal. Lee Desmond, the captain, who scored against Jacksonville in the 5-0 win in his 400th career appearance. Good ball in from Memo Rodriguez, and Desmond nearly put Sac Republic up 1-0.
He did this in the last match as well against FC Tulsa. Had a fantastic header which the keeper responded to, James Jackerman. Dane tipped it around the post, otherwise they would have had an early start there against FC Tulsa, eventually, as you mentioned, losing 1-0. But he really is a threat besides the goal and that header. Now a header here as well early on in the game.
How about this road trip for Sac Republic. Oh, hey, by the way, you guys got to go on the road to the teams that played for the USL title last season, Tulsa and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough 2 games back-to-back on the road. Just wonder if towards the end of the match, whether that does take its toll on Sac Republic. We often talk about that, the tired legs, tired minds when you've been on the road a lot, but there's something about the Sac Republic side. They're really professional. If you look at their players, they've got 5 players at 30 and over, Sac Republic, whereas Pittsburgh have none. They're all 28 and younger, so it's a much younger side, and Bob Vincent pointing that out and saying this is a tough team to beat because of the level of experience they have.
The word that comes to mind for me is just steady. They're just steady. Not always the flashiest, but it gets the job done. And a lot of these guys have been there, they've done that, they've seen a lot, certainly Neil Collins has.
And especially in defense, I mean, Danny Vitiello's 30, Jack Gurr's 30, Jared Timmer's 29, Lee Desmond's 31, Tim Leibold's 32.
And Tim Leibold was most recently with Sporting Kansas City last year in MLS. He's only on a 25-day contract right now, but that's the guy they're bringing in because they're a little bit short-handed there due to injury.
Wow, absolute quality.
Yeah.
You know, Memo Rodriguez coming in from MLS as well at the start of the season. And as you mentioned, on the bench, you've got the likes of Tyler Wolff and Kyle Edwards with 5 goals, their top goal scorers. So it's a really stacked side, and it's going to be a big test for Pittsburgh. They might be the reigning champions, but they've still got a lot of work to do this year to impress the way they did last year.
These are certainly 2 teams that, you know, they may not finish atop their respective conferences, maybe not even in the top 4, although both are still certainly in contention for that. But these are 2 sides that I don't think anybody will want to face in the postseason.
Yes, and I would agree with that 100%. A win for either side. It's pretty much a mirror image. They're both in 5th place,
Yep.
East and West. They've both got 26 points, as Rob Vincent looks on. And they'll both go 3rd, or whichever one wins goes into 3rd in their league table. So it's an important 3 points here, because 3rd gives you a lot more confidence than 5th does.
That's empirically true.
Big wisdom point there from me today.
Leibold to throw in.
With Neil Collins here in the foreground, and such a good coach. A brilliant job at Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Yeah.
And he's doing the same here at Sac Republic, building a top quality side.
His former club sitting in 1st place in the Eastern Conference, having a historic season to this point. They've got a huge matchup later on tonight against Orange County, a matchup of the 2 first-place teams in each conference out in California. SKC teammates right there, Memo Rodriguez and Tim Leibold. Number 8, number 21, Crisostomo. Another former Rowdy, although he did not overlap with Neil Collins in Tampa. Pep Casas controls. He's someone who Neil Collins was very complimentary of earlier this week. They plucked him out of MLS Next Pro, and he has settled in beautifully for the Sac Republic side.
Yeah, we asked him the question, which player surprised you most or pleased you most this season? And he did. He picked up Pep Casas and said, I didn't think he would be as good as he is, but been very impressive.
Nick Willie lays it out wide. Jack Gurr, his cross, punched over the bar by Campuzano. He collided with the woodwork as well. It is going to be a corner for Sac Republic. There's Jack Gurr. He's missed some time this year with injury.
Not the easiest one. That potentially is floating in that top corner there. It's meant as a cross. Here you'll see it from better position. Meant as a cross, it's floating in. It probably would have hit the crossbar, but Campuzano can't take any chances there.
I was going to say, as a former goalkeeper, I would imagine the mindset is, why chance it? Just make the play.
Absolutely. When it's that close, you don't take any risks.
Campuzano replacing Eric Dick after 2 seasons. Big shoes to fill, big gloves to fill. Malongo, the header. A great save there by Campuzano. He's just outside the top 10 in the league in saves this season. He makes his first big one of the night.
That's a decent save, but he's going backwards, Malongo here, so he can't generate a lot of power. It sort of floats its way back in, and that gives Campuzano enough time to spring and give us a really acrobatic save. It's interesting so far. The two chances we've had have both been headers from crosses coming from the right side for Sac Republic. So if you're Pittsburgh, you've got to be thinking we've got to shut that down, that service coming in from that right flank.
Walty had some trouble with it. Malongo sends a cross, and Memo Rodriguez could not settle it down to get the shot on target. It bounced off his midsection, and he was never able to corral it again, and Campuzano grabbed it.
That's a good run from Mayela Malongo on that left-hand side. Clever ball in as well, and if Memo Rodriguez on a different day might have controlled that and smacked that in the back of the net. Good work from the Malawian out wide on the left.
Tune in August 12th for the Brinks Tires USL Cup quarterfinals. After 4 rounds of interleague play, 6 championship and 2 League One clubs remain alive as the knockout rounds begin. Catch all the action Wednesday, August 12th, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. I think everybody is looking forward to the rematch between Tampa Bay and Lou City after the show they put on last weekend.
There's some great lineups there, and cup football is always special anyway, because somebody has to go home, and it's all on the line.
Campuzano way out of his goal. It over the touchline for a Sac Republic throw. So possession right now, Gary, it's very early, but there's a reason I'm going to bring this up. 64-36 right now. We mentioned that last time out against Oakland, Pittsburgh were outpossessed 73-27. Oakland roots in that match recorded the second most passes in a USL Championship regular season game. Nearly 800 in its 1-0 loss to Pittsburgh. Only Atlanta United 2, way back in the day, had recorded more passes in a USL Championship game, also in a loss. Oakland became the latest team to fail to take victory when recording more than 700 passes in a regular season game, with only SKC 2 having emerged victorious out of the 6th most passes attempted by a team in one single regular season game.
So basically, Pittsburgh are very comfortable with Sac Republic having more possession.
Certainly are, and Pittsburgh actually owns 2 of those instances, including the Oakland game, as this one comes out in front. And Ajago collided in midair with Souza, and that's out for a goal kick. The other instance that Pittsburgh was involved in, they beat Loudoun United back in October of 2024 2-0. Loudoun attempting more than 700 passes. Vieira, excuse me, Ajago collided.
It's another ball coming from the right side of Sac Republic, aiming for that back post. It's almost as if they have targeted that move as where they feel the weakness is. A young Max Vieira playing it right back for Pittsburgh, the 21-year-old, and they perhaps feel that they can get at him at the back stick here, hence the crosses coming from the right-hand side.
Malongo, I thought he had Ajago with him, did not, and Souza takes over. Desmond flicks over the head of Danny Griffin. Casas was there battling with him. McCoy muscles off Ajago. Souza sent it in the direction of Ammon. Now it's Leibel. Malongo heads it to himself. Now lets it rip down the far side for Gurr. Memo Rodriguez, 3 assists against Sporting Jacks last weekend. Ajago turns with the left foot, not a lot on it. An easy save for Campuzano.
They do seem to have a lot more attacking threats, don't they, Sac Republic? They're probing, they're testing. There's not much happening for for Pittsburgh up front. And given that they've got Trevor Ammon and Albert Dickwood, they've got goal scorers there, just haven't given them any service.
Barely had the ball. Casas. Goldthorpe in the direction of Dequa. Well, once more. So far, Pittsburgh not really trying to build forward. A lot of long balls in the direction of Ammon and Dequa, and they just haven't been able to connect yet. Kelp there before Willie. Knotted down for Griffin. Griffin, the captain. Leads the team in minutes.
I think he leads all time, probably in a number of things. He's missed 3 matches in a 7-year career.
Look up Durable in the dictionary, you'll find a picture of Danny Griffin.
I think you're right there. I mean, that's just brilliant professionalism from Danny Griffin.
Kelp for Griffin. All back for Griffin. Dequa. Dequa denied on a slide by Vitiello. First time he's really been tested in the opening 20 minutes.
Nice little move there by Pittsburgh on that left-hand side to get Dequa in. Let's have a look at the build-up here. Control, late tackle. Lovely little ball coming in from Danny Griffin. And could he have chipped the goalkeeper? Tried to get it on the ground. Danny Vitiello went down and covered that entire area. But at last, a little bit of life from Pittsburgh up front.
Please remember that FAB Stadium is a family-friendly environment. We ask that you enjoy yourself and also do so in a responsible way that's considerate of those around you. We thank you so much for joining us.
Well-respected coaches in this league. While Sac Republic may not have had many visits here to Pittsburgh, Neil Collins certainly had in his day. Lilly was at the helm. And Neil was in Tampa. These were always a rock fight, he pretty much told us.
I think you have to mention, when you mention Bob Lilly, you have to mention that he set this team up to be so good defensively. It's in their DNA. It's almost a Bob Lilly DNA.
Yeah.
And Rob Vincent quite wisely has kept that going. I do feel, though, and it's not necessarily a criticism of Rob Vincent, but when you're at home, it's a little bit of an onus on you to be entertaining. This crowd have come here to see goals, and it's not that Pittsburgh aren't trying to score them, but defensively, their focus is on that part of it. In the last 2 home games, lost 1-0 to FC Tulsa, lost 1-0 to Rhode Island, no goals at all. It's not the sort of thing that, you know, lightens up the crowd. So I'm just hoping here today we might see a slightly more positive Pittsburgh in attack.
Shut out 8 times total in all competitions this season. Shut out 8 times total last year as well. We've already met that match with a healthy chunk of the season left. But they certainly have the capability to score in bunches. We do know that. Get ready for a huge night at FNB Stadium as the Riverhounds take on Charleston Battery Saturday, August 15th at 7 p.m. And we're lighting up the Pittsburgh sky with a spectacular post-game fireworks show. Don't miss firework night with the Hounds. Get your tickets now at riverhounds.com/tickets.
We're just talking about the lack of goals, but these teams do occasionally come up with a special game, plenty of goals, especially Sac Republic beat Sporting Jacks 5-0. We saw a little clip of that in the opening. Pittsburgh Big Blue City 3-1 here 4 games ago. So there are days when both these sides are capable of playing some really exciting soccer.
Ammon Had that hat
Yes.
in about, what, 3.5 minutes against Lou City.
The fastest ever in the USL.
Sure is. Griffin plays it wide for Vieira. Goldthorpe curls it. The header is laying in front. Vitiello is down. The whistle did blow from Matt Thompson for a foul. So Vitiello is okay.
I think he's just winded. He was punching the ball, and as a keeper, when you're punching, you've got nothing to cover your ribs. It's open to being hit. I think if you have a look here, when the ball comes in, he gets clobbered by somebody. Comes back to Goldthorpe, up in the air. Now watch the goalkeeper. He goes up. It's actually, to be fair, I'm not so sure how much of it is foul. Certainly Trevor Ammon. He's in front of Vitiello here and gets a head on the ball. So seeing it in slow motion, I'm not sure whether it was a foul or not.
Wow, Gary, you are going to be hearing from the goalkeepers union after that.
I will be, no doubt. But nonetheless, Vitiello getting up, punching the ball, and at least he stopped Trevor Ammon from getting a goal. And that's what's so special about this goalkeeper, and has been for, what, 4 or 5 years. He's been one of the best, if not the best, year after year.
He is Sacramento's all-time minutes leader, all-time record for clean sheets. It's not quite at 40%, but nearly 40% of his career starts have ended in clean sheets.
Wow, that is phenomenal. I mean, you have to be a really good goalkeeper. Yes, you've got to have a good defense, and Sac Republic and Pittsburgh, his 2 teams, are both defensively very good, but nonetheless, time and time again, he makes important saves.
If he's able to hold a clean sheet tonight, he will be the first ever to reach 50 clean sheets with one club. Still got a ways to go. Vieira, first assist of his pro career. The Goldthorpe goal against Oakland. Memo Rodriguez, his pass intercepted by Kelp. Out wide for All. All. His cross goes off of Gurr. He wanted a handball, doesn't come. Cleared away by Sac Republic. Walty battling with Ajago, who calmly works it free for Tim Leibel.
It was good play by Ajago. He had 2 defenders on him there, and he chested it down and eventually got it wide and took all the pressure off. When we featured him in the opening, that was one of the points being made, was that he could hold the ball up really well, and he can cross it, and he can head the ball. All-rounder is Foster Ajago.
Size 6'2", nearly 200 pounds. Led Lexington with 7 goals last year. Athleticism in all caps, Foster Ajago. Here's Goldthorpe taking over for Pittsburgh. Dequa, they give and go with him. It ends up back with Dequa. Vieira loads up and curls in. All, maybe a shove in the back on Gurr, and the whistle does blow on Thompson.
Yeah, it wasn't
by Thompson.
Yeah, wasn't the most subtle shove in the back, was it? If you're going to do it with the referee can't see it, but that was just a push that was spotted straight away. And defender as well, bringing the referee's attention to it.
Charles All is saying he promised he didn't push him. Got to believe him, right?
Yeah, I think he needs to sit and watch the replay of this and then have a look as the shove coming in. Jack goes back there. It's not a lot, is it? It's not a lot, but
maybe his promise was right.
Just keep your hands down. There's no need to touch him.
In real time, a referee is going to see the full arm extended and some movement by the defender. That's going to get called every time. So Vitiello will send it away. Walty lost it. It's Ajago. Malongo curls. Malongo barely missed the target. Good take.
Wow, if that goes in, that's one of the goals of the season, because that one wasn't far away either. He didn't get a run on that. That was almost a standing still strike. When the ball comes to him from Ajago here, he sort of stood still, waits, and then whips that. Wow, that had pace. It had bend on it. Had absolutely everything. It started off a little bit too wide.
Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Phoenix Rising FC take on Colorado Springs Switchbacks on Wednesday, August 19th at 10 p.m. Eastern. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Josh Appel, Gary Bailey with you in Pittsburgh. About a half an hour in, the defending champions hosting Sac Republic. Two very good defensive teams. Two of the league's oldest teams. As the sails high over Vidiello's goal from Vieira.
It's a pity from Vieira. He had time there to have delivered a really good cross. He had numbers in the box as well. Just totally mishits that one, but you give him a little leeway. He's only 21 years of age and still sort of settling into this Pittsburgh lineup.
Vieira listed as a forward. He's playing at right back, more of a wing. Joins the attack plenty. I like what they have in him, but Beto Idrock still out. Bradley Sample out. There are roles to be filled. Vieira has taken advantage of the opportunity, as have guys like Owen McCoy, Lasse Kelp. But I don't think, if you ask Rob Vincent before the season, those guys would really factor in as starters 22, 23 weeks into the year. But here they are.
Good handling from the member of the crowd there, catching that one. A little bit of a scattered applause from the people around him.
Deserved.
We keep the view clean here at FNB Stadium.
Desmond, the captain. Leibold, playing in his third game for Sac Republic, but making his first start. Pep Casas for Gurr, and finds him. Kelp watching him, and deflects the cross. It'll be a corner for Sac Republic.
Back to school sale 1 week early.
Sac Republic being the team that's doing most of the attacking, asking most of the questions.
Make sure to come back next week for a full back to school sale during the match against Charleston.
Expected goals from Pittsburgh at this moment in time: 0 shots, 0 of most everything. The home side.
Hard to put anything together when you barely had the ball. Memo's corner. Gurr. Let's see, can they make that catch? No, that's on top of the building.
Jack Gurr's a great striker of a ball, but that one probably not his best.
We'll have to go grab another Select ball. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select is the player's choice. Walty really grew into his role last season. It's continued into this year. Leibold. Malongo. Memo Rodriguez. Goldthorpe stepped up. Hammond went away from it. That allowed Sac Republic to gain possession again. Griffin, though, intercepts from Memo Rodriguez, and now it's Charles All. All draws a whistle.
Didn't have much support around him either. I'm looking for the black shirts to be nearby, and there was just no one in the end. He had to dribble 2 players and does really well to get the free kick. Have a look at where you can't see it's too focused on him, but there's no black shirt inside for him to play to.
He's all young player, 23 years old. Product of Stetson out of the Atlantic Sun, his second year. And a great rookie season. 4 goals, all of them coming from July through the end of the season. Long free kick. Kelp got a piece of it. McCoy chases. And now it's Goldthorpe. Goldthorpe curls in. Ammon denied by Vitiello. Griffin on the follow. Sends a rocket into the supporters section. Well, that was a wonderful ball in by Goldthorpe. And an excellent header by Ammon, but Vitiello has the track record he does for a reason, Gary.
That's a good header. It's fairly close to the goalkeeper, but it's a great cross. Excellent header, good response. Look at it here, it's bending in. Ammon just about gets to it, so he can't direct it left or right of the goalkeeper. It's just close enough for Danny Vitiello with his instincts and his quick responses to make that save. But that's better, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Now we're talking about a decent attack. Lovely ball in. Trevor Ammon sharp as ever in that box.
Ammon this season, 5 goals. His hat trick against Lou City, we mentioned earlier, 3 minutes, 27 seconds. Fastest ever. This comes all the way to Vitiello. He scored 4 consecutive goals over those 2 games for Pittsburgh on July 15th and July 18th. Just trying to find the back of the net again. 2023 League One Player of the Year and Golden Boot winner. 2024, the year after that, was Sac Republic, and you know he's trying to get one on his former club. Goldthorpe. Right foot, Goldthorpe! Just missed the target high. He's feeling himself right now. Goal last week, delivery into Ammon, and then that one from distance.
You're right, it wasn't far off, and all of a sudden Pittsburgh have come to life. Maybe given a little bit of space here, he thinks, well, if you're not going to get tight on me, let me just open up an angle and get that shot in, and there is the angle he opens up and really connects well with. In the end, Vitiello says it's a good couple of feet, a couple of yards even over the crossbar. But much better from Pittsburgh. For some reason, they've just come to life now, and you're right, Goldthorpe with the cross for Ammon and Goldthorpe with the shot. So maybe here's the key to getting Pittsburgh on the front foot.
Hey, another good grab.
There's a couple of prospects for goalkeeper there in the stands at FMB Stadium.
Proud son there, too. Gave his dad some knock, yeah. Milo Rodriguez plays it in. Good ball towards the back post, centered out. Kelp, the only player there to make a play on the ball. And Pittsburgh lived to see another play. A throw-in is coming.
That was almost identical to the goal that Pittsburgh scored against Oakland last match. It was a ball driven across, far post. In this case, it was Max Vieira, far post. Here it's Jack Gurr, and there was just no one to finish it off with, knocking it back in to that 6-yard box.
Coy flicks it, Ajago heads, and Campuzano grabs. You know, Memo's had a good start to this match, 37 minutes in. He had that 3-assist night against Sporting Jacks, and we asked Neil Collins about him, and Neil told us that they felt like he was doing well, but wasn't necessarily getting rewarded for it. High XG, all the underlying metrics were good. Speaking of good, here's Malongo with an opportunity. Malongo forced wide. And Kelp gets there and has the clear.
And Malongo on this left-hand side is a real danger. Beats his man, which he's done a couple of times in this first half, and then just tries to get the cross in. Have a look, first touch, and then he takes on the defender, Victor Souza. Puts that ball right in the danger area.
Room for Crisostomo. Malongo. Vieira and Griffin communicate. Leibold. Casas again. Timmer had that deflected. All took it away. All against Timmer. And Timmer just bodies it. Gurr settles it down. Outside of the foot for Malongo. Drags to his right. Malongo tees it up off the woodwork. He's come close a couple of times. First one went wide of target. This one grazes off the woodwork. We remain 0-0.
It's a wonderful strike. Again, with not a lot of backlift. He's waiting, then hits it. Hits that sort of top corner where the crossbar meets the post. Don't think Campuzano was getting anywhere near that in the end. It was a courtesy dive.
Now that Vieira has seen that twice from Malongo, should he step out another step or two?
Probably, but then you'll find Malongo's beating him down the left-hand side as well. So if you force him in, he shoots. If you force him out, he dribbles and crosses. So either way, he's turning out to be a real handful here tonight, Mayela Malongo.
Pick your poison type situation.
Yeah, exactly. What he does need, Max Vieira, is a little bit of support. You get someone behind you, then you can risk getting beaten. You get nice and close and stop the shots coming in.
Griffin for Charles All. All towards goal. Dikwa heads it wide. How close have Ammon and Dikwa come late in this first half to putting Pittsburgh on top? Now the opportunity is starting to pick up for both sides.
This is a great opportunity. Best of the match so far. Charles All with a good cross in, but Albert Dikwa's lost his marker. He's really got to hit target there. I mean, to be fair, Vitiello's gone the other side of the goal. Yeah. He simply has to guide that. He doesn't have to head it hard, just guide it into the goal. Goalkeepers come across and he was just waiting for that ball to settle in the back of the net. Big chance there for Albert Dikwa. It's amazing to think they haven't scored. It's now 3.5 matches at home, Pittsburgh, without scoring.
Not for lack of opportunities either.
Yeah, I think that's especially in this match, 2 good chances.
Do you think maybe it's a case of pressing a little too much? Like once they see that first one go in, maybe the floodgates start to open and they relax a bit? Maybe they're pressing a bit?
It's hard sometimes in soccer to know what the reasons are. There's days when you play well and lose, there's days when you play badly and win. It just isn't happening for Pittsburgh at this moment in time in front of goals, except, of course, Goldthorpe's goal against Oakland.
And I guess all you can ask is keep getting in those positions, keep creating those opportunities, and eventually they'll go.
Absolutely. Most coaches will look at the expected goals and say, yeah, we're not scoring, but we're creating the chances. We expect to have the goals. They will come eventually. Is that fancy dress night in the middle here tonight?
Is that the Mandalorian?
Mandalorian.
Where's Grogu? Oh, put one of those ammo bobbleheads on his shoulder. Yeah. There you go. That's the Pittsburgh Riverhounds version. Walty with the throw. McCoy. Walty. Griffin. All of a sudden, it was like just a moment ago you mentioned that Pittsburgh had zeros across the board. All of a sudden, they've got the better XG in this match.
Oh, absolutely. 2 great chances. One a fantastic save from Vitiello. The other one, to be honest, Albert Dikwa's just got to hit targets. And he'll wish he could have that one back.
And here's the thing, Gary. You know, against a team like Sac Republic, who's to say that you get more chances like that the rest of the game? And it's a moment here and a moment there when the 2 teams are this high quality, especially down the stretch. Pittsburgh, of course, knows this when you get in the postseason. Those 1 or 2 moments can be the deciders.
Oh, 100%, which is one of our keys to the game. Neil Collins saying exactly that. not going to get many chances. When they come, you've got to take them. Well, it applies to Pittsburgh and Rob Vincent as well. They're in the same boat. Might not get a lot of chances against a good Sac Republic defense, but when they come, got to bury them. And that one there for Albert Dicker, just a fantastic chance. He'd lost his marker as well. It wasn't like he had someone leaning all over him. I think he'll be kicking himself at halftime for not burying that one in the back of the net.
Lincoln, we're already near the end of the first half. Fifth all-time meeting between Pittsburgh and Sacramento. First time they've met here since 2023. Walty. Tigwa for Walty. Now Vieira. McCoy. Walty again. Leibold got ahead to it. Longo. Ajago. 1 minute of added time in the first half.
1 minute.
Shots 8-5 in favor of Sac Republic, 3-2 on target. XG in favor of Pittsburgh. Possession 58-42. That is such a great use of the LED board.
The train giving you the stoppage time it's allowed. That's brilliant.
Casas. Longo, he's had a couple of good chances in this first half. Souza cuts him off. Campuzano sends it in the air. Should be getting that halftime whistle any moment, and there it is. Or is that a foul? So many whistles. It'll be a free kick from midfield for
Got to take it quickly because once the only reason that you hold the time is for a penalty.
The train doesn't lie.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're over the stoppage time already.
Walty. Vitiello. And there is the whistle for halftime from Matt Thompson. 0-0 after 45 minutes. That man right there had maybe the best chance of the half. But neither team able to cash in.
You can see him shaking his head there. He knew it was a great chance. Early on, Sac Republic looked to have the better chances. Quite a few headers. Malungo very sharp. And then two great opportunities for the Riverhounds. So it could easily be a goal for either side. It's not. Maybe we'll see the goals in the second half.
Two steady and stingy teams in USL Championship. East versus West here in Pittsburgh. Plenty to come at the half. Here from Robbie Mertz. We'll have our first half highlights and stats as well, and a look around the league. 0-0 at the half here in Pittsburgh between the Hounds and Sac Republic.
Here in Pittsburgh, strength, pride, and teamwork matter, just like at Home Genius Exteriors, a top-rated roofing, siding, windows, and doors contractor. Call now and get 50% off roofing materials, plus no payments till 2027, and we're proud to offer an extra 10% military discount. Schedule your free, no-obligation home inspection today. Call 412-528-6526. Home Genius Exteriors, proud sponsor of your Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
In 2025, Pittsburgh proved once again champions live here. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds, USL champions, built on grit, strength, and performance. And when it comes to protecting your home, there's a champion there too. Pella Windows and Doors, one of the most trusted names in windows, built for performance and proud partner of the 2025 champion Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And for fans, get 55% off installation and an additional $500 when you mention the Riverhounds. Pella Windows and Doors, built like champions.
Welcome back to halftime. Congrats, Warren, on your first game. 0-0 Pittsburgh and Sac Republic. Our halftime is sponsored by 84 Lumber. Well, CBS's Lindsay Zarniak had a chance to sit down with Robbie Mertz recently. Let's take a look.
Okay, so you're from the suburbs of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Right? So what was that like growing up here?
Well, I think I got a big part of really the Pittsburgh, the tradition and the culture from some of my family, because I have grandparents and great-grandparents that put their roots down in this city and who were a part of it, I guess, more at the time that people think of Pittsburgh with like the steel mills and the rivers and what they meant to the United States in general. So I definitely have a part of that history in me, but then from the sports side of things, obviously I grew up on the Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates, and that really runs deep as well.
And so you obviously grew up playing soccer here, and to be able to come back and be here as one of the leaders of the USL team, what is that like?
It's been a dream, honestly, that I don't necessarily think I had at a young age, and you'll hear people at this club talk about how much it's grown, and so I do think now we're getting to a point where kids growing up in the area, they aspire to play for the Riverhounds, which is incredible.
So this is it, right?
Yeah, this is it.
All right, should we check it out?
Yeah,
okay.
let's do it.
This is great, thanks.
You can definitely feel it when you walk in there. It's like, you know you're in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so when you think like classic Pittsburgh, what are things that make something classic Pittsburgh?
I think it always has, whatever the place is or the person, like it always has a little bit of that grittiness to it.
Yeah.
And I think people from around the country kind of recognize that in Pittsburgh as well. I know that, like, again, when you talk about like the reputation in a national context, like I've gone away to school, I know like how people view Pittsburgh and everything, but like we really like embrace that, we embrace our history and like who it makes the city into now.
So for you, you went to Michigan, you played there, coming back to play here on this team for the Riverhounds. I mean, that's a different level of like your roots. What is that like?
I didn't really know how much it would end up meaning to me.
Yeah.
But again, like with just my career kind of coinciding with this new era of the Riverhounds and like the growth that we've seen in this community, like it's just amazing to go around and to meet some of the kids that come to the games and
so cool.
And see how they look up to me in a way that I never would have expected.
Oh my God.
This is proper just on paper and everything.
Yep, just on paper. We slide these apart here. And basically smash the sandwich. Smash it down, pick what side you want, and dive right in.
My kids would love this. This is amazing. It's a dream. Cheers.
Pero falta gol, estamos a esperar a un gol. ¿Hugo Sánchez? Sí, tira para adelante. ¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chapar, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Pasa al norte! A donde me dé la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso. ¡Listo, vamos!
Prank Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
In 2025, Pittsburgh proved once again champions live here. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds, USL champions, built on grit, strength, and performance. And when it comes to protecting your home, there's a champion there too. Pella Windows and Doors, one of the most trusted names in windows, built for performance and proud partner of the 2025 champion Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And for fans, get 55% off installation and an additional $500 when you mention the Riverhounds. Pella Windows and Doors, built like champions.
Welcome back to downtown Pittsburgh. 0-0 our score at the half. The Hounds hosting Sac Republic. Josh Appel, Gary Bailey with you. Our halftime is sponsored by 84 Lumber. Incredible crowd on hand here at FNB Stadium. Here's our out-of-town scores. Just one goal in the other 4 games. One total if you count ours. 3 of them at halftime: Lexington and Phoenix, Loudoun and Charleston, and Las Vegas down in Miami tonight. Devin Rensing's side playing very well as of late. Rhode Island and Colorado Springs also 0-0 at the moment. Well, today we've got 3 different matchups featuring teams that played each other in a previous USL title game. Lou City, San Antonio, Orange County, Tampa Bay. 2 of those 3. Loaded slate tonight. And then, of course, tomorrow, Indy and Hartford. Let's take a look now at our USL halftime update. Back in Pittsburgh in a moment.
It is time for the USL halftime update in the championship. Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with the headlines. The Tampa Bay Rowdies staged their improbable 5-4 comeback victory over Louisville City last weekend, with all 5 goals happening in the second half. Now, believe it or not, that's the 3rd time the Rowdies have pulled off that feat since joining USL, the most in championship history. Orange County SC made its grand return to Championship Stadium with a 2-0 win over El Paso Locomotive, its first league match at home since late April before the World Cup began. OC played 9 consecutive league games away from home, including a neutral site home match, winding up on top of the table in the Western Conference. On Wednesday the 12th, it's the Prinks Tires USL Cup quarterfinals. USL will perform its test run of football video support, allowing coaches 2 requests for video review of 4 areas: goal or no goal, penalty or no penalty, direct red card, and mistaken identity of a yellow or red card. Upcoming national spotlight games, all on CBS Sports Network. Omaha hosts Richmond on the 16th, Phoenix Rising and Colorado Springs on the 19th. That game is also on 2DN. And then Orange County FC Tulsa on the 22nd. This is the USL halftime update. Let's get you back out to your match.
The rookie E-Draft to end it and secure a title for Pittsburgh. 26 years! Pittsburgh Riverhounds, 2025 USL Championship winners.
Our blueprint at 84 Lumber started with the simplest of ideas: hire good people, provide excellent service, add value. From that foundation, we created our structure and shaped an industry. We build projects, homes, dreams, neighborhoods. We build careers, lives, futures. We build success. 84 Lumber.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Stop searching. Start a video visit with an AHN expert anytime, any day. At AHN, we see you.
Welcome back to FNB Stadium. Halftime brought to you by 84 Lumber. 0-0 at the half. Pittsburgh and Sac Republic, two of the stingiest teams in the league when it comes to defending. And we thought we were in for a 0-0 game. Not a lot of action either way, but both teams created multiple chances. And quite honestly, we probably should see a goal or two from each side after one half. But here we are sitting at 0-0 as we get ready to play half number 2. But first, let's take a look at our first half highlights.
Well, certainly early on, it was Sac Republic on the front foot and Mayela Malungo causing all sorts of problems, both dribbling down the left-hand side and with this header that's going to come in from across far post, where they sort of targeted those balls at the far post. He gets a decent header, just not enough pace in it. Campuzano makes a nice and attractive save.
These highlights brought to you by Corona. Pittsburgh were quiet through a lot of the first half, but then they really started to get going. This was the first moment, a near goal, Goldthorpe to Ammon, the big save by Vitiello.
Yeah, it's close enough for Vitiello to make the save. Still a good header. Fantastic cross by Goldthorpe. And yeah, you're right, it really did come to life. And down the other end, Malungo again. Look at this shot. It hits the crossbar. It is so unlucky not to go in. And if it had gone in, it would have been one of the goals of the season.
Malungo nearly from that same spot twice. And then just a minute later, Albert Dikwa, who has scored plenty in his career, especially for the Hounds, won't have many better chances than this one.
He's got a hit target there. Maybe it just comes off his head the wrong way, but what a good chance. Great ball from Charles All. Vitiello wasn't even there. He was coming across the goal. Big chance missed.
Shots 8-5 in favor of Sac Republic, 3-2 shots on target. You see the possession disparity. No corners for Pittsburgh in that first half, and yet 0-0, and yet you could argue Pittsburgh had the better of the chances.
Yep, they had two very good chances, but Sac Republic also had their moments. Hopefully we'll get goals second half. Both sides deserve to hit the back of the net.
Matt Thompson gives the signal, and we are underway in half number 2. Now, Gary, we see a lot more teams doing that to begin a half, whether it's beginning a half or beginning a game recently. Can you explain to the viewers what the advantage is to sending the opening kickoff out of bounds?
Yeah, it's the high press. Have a look, there's 6 black shirts. So they're trying to make it difficult for Sac Republic to play out, try and get turnover ball near the Sac goal. And that seems to be how most teams feel that they want to play it. There's little phases football goes through, and we've been through the Pep Guardiola phase of passing from the goalkeeper through every phase of play. Now teams are going more direct. And this is another version of being direct, knocking the ball long from kickoff.
All it did there was just give Sacramento Republic possession. They dealt with that press well. Willie for Gurr. Early moment here for Sac Republic potentially. That fizzles out and McCoy gets the clear. Desmond with Ammon chasing after him. Vitiello, the former Hound, sends it in the direction. It looked like it was going out for sure, but Gurr kept it in. Now that trickles out. Neil Collins makes the play on it.
Just looking at the expected goals in the first half, it was 0 for Pittsburgh. You made that point that it all changed with the 2 chances they had. They came on 0.93, virtually a goal. So they really should have, again, going back to Albert Dicker, what a chance that was. For Sac Republic, 0.56, so half a goal is what they created. Weren't able to finish it off. And maybe they will do. In terms of target, 2 shots on target for Pittsburgh, 3 for Sac Republic. So not huge, but you know, it's something. And touches in the opposition box, 9 for Pittsburgh, 10 for Sac Republic. So hard to break down these tough defenses, but both sides have come close.
Kelp heads that over the touchline for a Sac Republic throw. Any adjustments tactically you'd like to see from either side, or more of the same from both here in the second half?
I think both coaches will say, well, we've kept a clean sheet. That's aim number one. And certainly they both look at it and say, we've created chances. So it's really just finishing off the chances, which again is what Neil Collins said.
Gurr drives in. Gurr squares it in front. Blocked away and then cleared once more by Kelp. Neil Collins made a play on the ball. Now Vincent getting an opportunity.
Let's go back to that Neil Collins comment. He said there won't be a lot of chances. When they come, we have to take them. And they've come very close hitting the crossbar, the Malunga shot, but by far the best chance, of course, falling to Albert Dikwa with that header just before halftime.
There's that play from Gurr a moment ago. That was Campuzano who got a piece of the ball squared towards the middle. As Desmond, the captain, plays it wide for Malongo. Strong in the first half. Vieira watching him. Souza coming to support. Malango is cut off by Souza. That is well done by number 5 in black and yellow.
Yeah, excellent defending from a man who's been a handful all that first half, Mayela Malango. You were asking what changes should come. I think the changes will come with the substitutions. Certainly if you look at some of the options for Sac Republic, Tyler Wolf, got that hat-trick recently, Carl Edwards, the top goal scorer, Arturo Rodriguez, they can all come off the bench and score goals. And for Pittsburgh, we got Sukaname, their new signing, Sukaname, Sam Bassett, Robbie Mertz. So I think as those players come on, things will change on the pitch.
Malongo onside. No, he is not.
He's still the one who's proving the biggest threat up front there for Sac Republic. I haven't seen much of Memo Rodriguez. Might be a concern for coach Neil Collins. Forster Jago's looked sharp, certainly, but of them all, Malongo has been the most threatening.
Campuzano, the 28-year-old keeper. Sends it away. Dikwa heads it for Ammon. Desmond gets a piece and then heads it away himself. All comes over to keep it alive. Ammon, Goldthorpe chasing after it. Leibold gets to it first and forces the throw for Pittsburgh. Some of those injuries for Sac Republic earlier tonight. Michel Benitez, he'll be a little bit longer according to Neil Collins. Freddie Kleeman is ready. They're just being a bit cautious. He told us that Ryan Spalding could be back now, but they're saving him for next week, going to give him an extra full week of training to make sure he's fully fit. So slowly but surely, both of these sides, Sac Republic especially, getting healthy at the right time.
And that's what you want. Coaches have told us many a time. The season's all about really just getting into the playoffs and then peaking in time to win the playoffs. Something Pittsburgh did brilliantly last season.
Walty. If there's another group that you could conceivably picture going to the playoffs without conceding a goal like Pittsburgh did last year, it's probably the Sac Republic side.
We've seen that so many times in playoffs that the teams that give nothing away. Was it Orange County about 3 seasons ago did the same thing? Gave nothing away. They won on penalties game after game and went on to secure the championship. It certainly is how coaches see it when you get into the playoffs. Don't concede. Chances are you'll at least win the penalties.
Another chance at a long throw for Walty. And it'll be the first corner of the match for Pittsburgh. And this corner is brought to you by Cohen Markets. Charles Hall will play the in-swinger. Well defended by Sac Republic. Walty all lets it go, but a couple of hops. Vitiello's not going to miss that.
He saw glory there for a moment, didn't he, Charles Hall? And he has scored a couple of goals that have been great strikes this season, but that was a little bit optimistic.
It's been an up and down season for Pittsburgh. You know, the one word that Rob Vincent really was using with us was just consistent. I know you hear that a lot from coaches, but they're 5-2-3 this season against clubs with a winning record. That's 8 results in 10 matches against teams above 500. But teams that are 500 or below, 5-6-1, including losses to Brooklyn and Sporting Jacks.
Yeah, very much Jekyll and Hyde. Throw in that win against Lou City at home 3-1, which is very impressive.
Beat Detroit City as well.
Shows they are capable of it, but just for some reason it's not been happening in recent games. And 2 of those home games, at home against Rhode Island and FC Tulsa, both 1-0 losses at home in front of your own crowd. That hurt them, but credit again. You go away to Oakland, you don't allow them a shot on target, you win 1-0, come back with the points in the bag. That's the way to respond to adversity, and certainly Pittsburgh have done that.
I mean, it just defies all logic that a team could have 73% of the possession and yet 0 shots on target.
It's good defense and I guess a little bit of luck thrown in there as well. So it makes soccer so exciting, as teams that aren't as good as other teams can have a day where they just happen to defend really well. And that's why cup football is so exciting, is on the day, it's what it's all about. Doesn't matter what team's in form. On the day, can you get an early goal? Once you get an early goal in cup football and the pressure's on, both these teams have shown last season as well in the playoffs how good they are at that type of football. Mostly, I think, because they have such a good defense.
This is a team in Sac Republic that last season finished 2nd in the West. They made it to the USL Cup final where they fell 1-0 to Hartford. Willie keeps this alive for Gurr. Gurr's cross lands in the arms of Campuzano, and you know, they were upset by Orange County in the first round of the postseason last year in PKs, and it was a disappointing end for them after the strong regular season they had.
It's tough to go out on PKs. If you're beaten by the team scoring more goals than you, fair enough, it happens, but penalties is such a lottery, and that was a tough break for Sac Republic, getting knocked out early there, losing the final at home against Hartford. It's a season that promised so much and was so close for Neil Collins and his talented squad.
By the way, this is a Sac Republic team. I know we're about 11 minutes into the second half now, but you know, it's scoreless in the first half today for the 13th time in 18 games. Only Monterey Bay and Hartford have had more scoreless first halves this season. They've scored just twice in the first half on the road this season. And they do score. I've had the flair for the dramatics.
Well, again, if you're looking at, when we spoke about substitutes, 60th minute is generally when subs start taking place. And I would think that both coaches are looking at their bench going, you know, who do I bring on? Who's going to tilt this one way or the other? You know, Tyler Wolff with his recent hat trick, or Carl Edwards even more so, top goal scorer. You've got to bring him on soonish, you would think, for Neil Collins. Give him enough time to make an impact.
Edwards, 17 career goals as a substitute. That's one off the league record. I'm sure we'll see him at some point tonight. And you would think, okay, well, if someone has been that prolific scoring off the bench, surely they'll find themselves in the starting 11. But Neil Collins told us it's working with Kyle Edwards.
Yep.
Why take him out of a role that he's clearly comfortable in?
Well, my argument would be because he could score more if he starts the game. But Memo Rodriguez has struggled. Haven't seen him do much, so I would expect maybe he might come off. Malongo's still a threat. Jago maybe as well. So that would be the first thing for me would be to get Kyle Edwards on, maybe replace Memo Rodriguez, and on the other side for Pittsburgh, maybe bring in a Robbie Mertz in midfield and Sam Bassett and get some fresh legs.
Gurr. This is a corner for Jack Gurr at Sac Republic. Saw what I was doing there.
Sort of. Phonetic game, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Fans enjoying the vibe. They'd enjoy it a lot more.
I mean, this is one of the coolest settings in USL Championship.
Oh, with the river next door.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a train goes past as well. A real one and one on the boards.
Another corner coming here. I mean, this is one of the coolest atmospheres as well when it's packed in like this. They were rewarded with their first ever USL title a season ago. Is that an Ipswich Town flag I saw in the supporter section just now?
I didn't see it, to be honest. I'll keep an eye out and let you know.
You can see the attendance. Over 5,000 here. McCoy deals with that. Hounds open to send 5,251 home, happy with 3 points. Dequa in a foot race with Willie, who is a homegrown success story for Sac Republic. Most appearances, starts, and minutes in club history for a homegrown player, Blake Willie. Malongo got by Vieira. Souza there to help. It's Memo Rodriguez on the volley. Tried to tee it up, couldn't, then fires! And it's wide. We were waiting for Memo Rodriguez to get involved here.
That was his big moment. Hasn't been involved until now, but showed his class there. There is the Ipswich Town. Well done, well spotted.
How about that?
Back in the Premiership. That was a good turn from Memo Rodriguez. Not too far away, that bending shot of his.
So Perrin Barnes and Sam Bassett are going to come on for Rob Vincent and the Hounds. Barnes, 4 assists, that leads the team. Bassett in his first season with Pittsburgh. Fresh legs hoping to provide for the Hounds here in the final half hour. And that hit the referee, Matt Thompson. Bassett has 3 goals this year, and again, Barnes leads the team with 4 assists.
Just a reminder that after the match, players
And All and Vieira come off.
the pitch. Stick around to meet the team, brought to you by King Orthodontics. Pittsburgh's most confident smiles with locations in Wexford and Bridgeville.
Casas.
KingOrthodontics.com.
Memo Rodriguez. Malongo. Casas again. It's Timmer. Really? Jago went down. Walty on it for the Hounds. Goldthorpe. Walty. Wide for Barnes. Barnes plays it in. Jago got the header away. Goldthorpe again. Barnes in control. Barnes cross. Nobody home. Desmond with the clear. Souza. Sam Bassett, his first touch. Lays it ahead for Dikwa. Back for Bassett. Leans into it. Back post. Nobody home. Soccer season is in full swing, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
I just wonder, is there going to be some excitement in this final third of the match? It's going pretty much as expected. Defense is on top with two of the best defensive teams in the league, and yet there's been chances in there. Just wonder if there's going to be a little moment of magic that opens up this game.
Ammon went down. Pittsburgh pleading for a foul. They don't get it. In that left shin, ankle area. Danny Griffin conversing with Matt Thompson, wondering why there wasn't a foul.
But look again, we have the benefit of slow-mo. Hard to see whether there was much there, to be honest. Either way, sometimes it's good to get the referee's attention and sort of focus his eyes on any further tackles to be made on Trevor Ammon.
One of those, hey, just watch
yes.
going forward.
Yeah. Certainly as a striker, you do that as often as possible. Try and make out the defenders tackling you and doing things they shouldn't be doing. Defender obviously tries to give the referee the impression that no such thing has ever happened.
Goldthorpe, beautiful ball. And then Dikwa for Ammon. His touch a bit too heavy though, and Desmond cuts him off. And it's a goal kick to come. That was a promising build-up, but it fizzled out in the end.
It really was, and that's maybe Lee Desmond knowing exactly how Trevor Ammon responds in those situations. They were teammates last year, and just guides him out there really well. Such experience there from 31-year-old Irishman at the back there for Sac Republic.
"5 minutes to go in regulation. For the yellow, the former Hound. And if he gets a clean sheet tonight, he'll set a league record, and he will be the first ever to notch 50 regular season clean sheets with one club.
It'll be well deserved if he does get it. As I said, fabulous goalkeeper, and just without doubt been one of the best in the USL over the last 4 or 5 years. Consistency, and that's what you want from your goalkeeper. It's consistently good, game in and game out.
Possession still heavily favoring Sac Republic. Shots on target, even 3 apiece. Possession disparity for the second consecutive game for Pittsburgh. Not quite as robust as it was against Oakland, in fairness.
I think with possession, a lot of it depends where the possession takes place. You can have 70% in your own half and it means nothing.
Right.
You know, I always look at possession in the final third, perhaps. That's probably a slightly more telling.
First changes tonight for Neil Collins. The super sub, Kyle Edwards, makes his way onto the pitch. Forster Ajago will take a seat. Tim Leibel, a solid performance in his first start with Sac Republic. He exits in favor of Chibi Ukebu, the 19-year-old, California.
I wonder if they're going to change a little bit of shape there. They've been playing in a flat back 4 with Gerd right back and Leibold at left back. Maybe they'll go to 3, their normal 3 centre-back pairing. Ukebu, Timmer and Desmond. And push Jack Gerd a little bit higher up the pitch.
The yellow puts it in play. Bassett. Wheelie has it. Casas. Intercepted by Barnes. And Goldthorpe starts it. Goldthorpe back for Barnes. Leader in assists for Pittsburgh. Goldthorpe scored the game winner against Oakland in the 20th minute. Battles hard, wins possession with the challenge, but he's called for a foul.
Let's have a look again. To me, he gets the ball. Does he get the play at the same time? That's always difficult. Referee's right there, so you've got to say referee's in the perfect position to make that call.
Ukebu. Flicked ahead by Dikwa. Wonder how much he's thinking about the chance he had back in the 40th minute of the first half.
Yeah, 100%. Great chance. I mean, and he's such an accomplished striker, Albert Dikwa. For him, that 9 times out of 10 that hits the back of the net.
That was the one.
That was the one, and they need it so desperately. 1 goal last 3 matches. They really are struggling to find the back of the net, and their struggles continue so far here against Sac Republic.
As we talked about in the first half, and as Neil Collins intimated with us, this is a game that could easily be decided by 1 moment. You don't want to let that moment pass you by when you get it. Edwards, fouled by McCoy. Free kick coming for Sac Republic. I think Jack Gurr wanted the advantage play.
I think he did, judging by throwing his arms up, but just watch out for Carl Edwards now. He's just, as you said before, he's got this knack of scoring match-winning goals and coming on as a sub, and he is so effective. And maybe to your point, maybe he's better off as a sub. He comes on with all this energy and frustration, and whereas if he started, would he give the same full 90 minutes at that level?
First season in Sacramento for him. Last 3 in Hartford, led him with 12 goals last year. That was a single season club record. 8 of those goals came as a sub, and that was also a single season league record. He puts the super in super sub. Memo Rodriguez takes the free kick for Crisostomo. Worked all the way around for Gurr. Gurr with the left foot. The cross comes in. Falls down for Edwards, but he couldn't pull the trigger. And then Rodriguez off a deflection. Ukebu is there, and Pittsburgh survive and get the clear.
Wow, that could have gone anywhere. That was a real chance for Sac Republic. Just didn't quite fall for them. Shot coming in from Rodriguez gets blocked as well. Hopefully this match is really going to come to life. Last 20 minutes now as both teams start pushing for that winner.
Kelp for Walty as Pittsburgh slow the pace down just a little bit. Bassett for Barnes, out wide. Barnes' cross is blocked. Griffin keeps it away from Malongo. And then Rodriguez steps up and corrals. Rodriguez in the direction of Edwards. McCoy gets to it first. Walty nods it for Bassett. Bassett a heavy touch, but is able to get it back. Walty. Right to Vitiello. Pep Casas. Gurr. Chrysostamo. Desmond in control now. Longo tried to center in the direction of Edwards. It is a corner for Sac Republic. But Gary, let's take a look back at that last Sac Republic chance.
It caused all sorts of problems. Great ball in from Jack Gurr. Two defenders for Pittsburgh go together and get in each other's way. And it's actually one of them, I think it's Owen McCoy, who gets the block there. So close. When it causes problems and panic in the box, that's when you know it's been a good cross in there from Jack Gurr.
Memo Rodriguez with the corner. And he'll get another shot at it. Not sure he hit that one the way he would have liked. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM FC app. That's punched away by Campuzano. Not out of harm's way yet. It's Edwards. Deflects into the hands of Campuzano. His mere presence, Gary, is dangerous.
I was going to say, since he come on, there's been a couple of scrambles at the back there for Pittsburgh. Probably coincidental, but good balls into the box, battling away. Campuzano got a decent punch, but didn't get distance with his punch, and that created some more problems for his defenders there for the Riverhounds.
Two more substitutions. Elliot Goldthorpe comes off, as does Trevor Hammond. Robbie Mertz, the Pittsburgh kid, and Yute Sukanome, on for his third appearance as a Hound, enters the match. Sukanome, acquired on loan from the Seattle Sounders, debuted at the end of July. He was a prolific scorer for Tacoma Defiance in MLS Next Pro, scored 30 goals in 70 appearances, including 17 last year. Was right in the thick of the Golden Boot race in Next Pro, and they love his profile and think he can really give this side a jolt. 36 in black and yellow, floated towards goal. Sukanome was there, but couldn't quite rise up for it. Saying just a little bit lower.
This is where the subs could really make an impact for both sides. Last 15 minutes or so, so goal now. Got a good chance of being the winning goal. Doesn't come from the likes of Kyle Edwards for Sac Republic, sniffing around the goal that he does so well, or Sukanome coming on with his fresh legs for Pittsburgh. Really is now all about opportunities and taking them, which has pretty much been the story throughout this match. But impressed that both teams have managed to get through each other's solid defense. Expected goals just short of one for Sac Republic, and just short of one for Pittsburgh, and 0.62 for Sac Republic. So they both had some decent chances.
Bassett for Kelp. Sukanome. Bassett once more. Griffin. Griffin deflects off of Ukebu. Timmer lands with Barnes. Barnes, end line. Dikwa couldn't pull the trigger, gives off to Mertz. Floated towards the back post. Sukanome there! But Gurr came over and got a piece. There may have been some contact to the head there, but Sukanome nearly had his first big moment as a Hound.
Good defending from Jack Gurr, bravery at the back post, taking the hit to look after his side, but Pittsburgh just couldn't quite find that little moment to settle on the ball and get the effort in. Here's that cross from Danny Griffin, and I don't know how bad the connection is on his head there, Jack. I think maybe just calming things down. Let's have a look. I think it's a shoulder that comes through from Sukanome. It just catches him after he heads the ball.
We're doing 2 Sacramento subs about to check in.
2 subs coming for Sac Republic. Arturo Rodriguez and Tyler Wolf will enter for Mayo Malongo and Blake Willie.
Certainly both coaches trying their best here to get someone on the pitch who can score a goal and get all the 3 points. Tyler Wolf is the one who perhaps has the touch at the moment. The hat-trick against Sporting Jacks was something special. We're hoping if he can do something similar here tonight, not in terms of a hat-trick. Just 1 goal will be enough probably to settle this match.
Malongo comes off. He had those 2 moments in the first half.
And the one that hit the crossbar.
Yeah,
great strike.
So Wolf coming from RSL in April. League 22 team of the week after his hat trick against Sporting Jacks. Arturo Rodriguez, who came over from Charleston. His first season, I mean, the depth of the Sac Republic team is never ending, it feels like. There's Wolf. 3 goals for him, 3 assists from Memo against Sporting Jacks in the 5-0 win. Now we're ready to resume play. The last time these 2 teams met here back in 2023, also finished in a 0-0 draw. Edwards in a race with McCoy. McCoy ushers him over the end line. It's going to be a goal kick.
Crowd's still singing. There's still a vibe in the stadium.
Yeah.
Given that we're coming up to nearly 3 matches at home without a goal, it's they've still got a great spirit there.
It'll just make the moment when they do finally cash in again all the more satisfying.
Yep, could very well do. It's a blue-collar area, isn't it? So they're used to grinding things out.
How do you feel about French fries on your sandwich?
Oh yeah. In England it's called a chip butty, yeah. Is that a big thing in Pittsburgh?
From Antibros, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow, okay. Chips as in French fries? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Kebu. Pass it with some space for Mertz. Barnes trying to bring it wide. Barnes, great defensive work. And then the clear from Desmond. Dikwa. The yellow got there first.
Just couldn't crawl that one in, could he? Came off his head a little bit too far away. There are the fans, still in good voice. To be fair, coming into this match, we said that Pittsburgh have given opponents very little. And you mentioned the Oakland last match where there wasn't a single shot on target against Pittsburgh, and Sac Republic also squeezed the life out of Oakland and Sporting Jacks, giving them next to nothing. So in that sense, both defenses have given nothing away, and yet both attacks have created opportunities. So I think from a coach's point of view, you'll probably find both coaches will be fairly satisfied with what they've seen so far.
I know you love an XG stat. Rob Vincent not happy about something. Frustration on that sideline. XG for Pittsburgh in the second half, .01. XG for Sac Republic in the second half, .21.
Not the best. They have to go back to the first half for the big chances.
Full game though, .91 to .70.
Yeah. Which again is, given that they've given other teams so little, and at least the attacks for both sides have prized open relatively tight defenses.
Mertz was calling for it, Bassett couldn't get it to him. Walty, physical play to win the ball. Toro Rodriguez felt every bit of him. Kelp. Dequa, but never landed to him. Casas hounded by Bassett. Desmond Crisostomo weaving through. Now Gurr. Obviously, Sacramento will want 3 points, but have this road trip, 3 games in 8 days. You come to Pittsburgh, a tough environment to win. Go away with a point and a clean sheet. I think Neil Collins will take that.
Yeah, he certainly will. After the loss against FC Tulsa, he'll take that. You know, 2 matches back-to-back without a goal, but his focus is always defense first, and I think just the 1 goal at FC Tulsa, conceded nothing here so far. I think he'd consider that a decent return.
Mertz trying to change that. Goal kick for Vitiello. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings.
That man there wanted to come back here and keep a clean sheet. Made a decent save first half from the Trevor Ammon header. And if he does keep his clean sheet, he'll, I think, be very happy with that. Still, no doubt, appreciated by the locals for the job he did when he was at Pittsburgh. So they'll be happy for him to do well with Sac Republic, as long as it's not at Pittsburgh's expense, of course.
He does have 1 clean sheet in his career against his former club. That could be number 2.
For Trevor Ammon, playing against his old club, maybe not the happiest of days. Didn't score the goal, had a great header chance first half, and just couldn't get it wide of Vitiello.
And those are the difference between walking away with 1 point or 3 points or potentially none. Rodriguez, his cross headed away. Bassett launches in the direction of Dequa. When they've tried that direct ball, Sacramento has just defended it so well.
Coming up against Jared Timmer and Lee Desmond, 2 of the best centre-backs in the business in the USL.
Kelp with a physical foul. Matt Thompson is going to call him over along with Arturo Rodriguez. Free kick from Memo, driven in, and it's up 2 rows deep off the deflection.
That's a good chance there for Sac Republic. Saw a couple of people on the bench here at the bottom of the picture were jumping up and down, and they felt that was the chance to flick that ball on from that set piece.
Neil Collins make his 5th change. Aaron Essel, the 20-year-old, comes in for Pep Casas. What a solid performance. Neil Collins with his arm around him. So complimentary of Pep when we spoke earlier this week, and for good reason. The word steady keeps coming to mind with this Sac Republic team, and Casas certainly embodies that. And he has developed and gotten better.
Rodriguez is trying to battle his way there, gets the free kick. Well done. Even here at this late moment, a decent ball into the box. You've seen Sac Republic first half, first 10-15 minutes, get a couple of really good headed opportunities. They are dangerous from set pieces. Especially with the likes of Jared Timmer getting in there, Lee Desmond, Kebu. Don't forget, of course, Kyle Edwards, his finishing ability. So, big moment here for Sac Republic.
That rolls wide, and a goal kick coming.
The header was one, it just doesn't go through to anyone that they can use there. Jared Timmer getting on the end of it, but he was hoping that the header would flick on to someone like Kyle Edwards. Didn't happen.
Time winding down here in regulation. Does either side have a moment of magic in them? Sukanome call for a handball there.
At the Rangers earn themselves a free mini soccer ball next to Pella Windows and Doors. Pella Windows and Doors keeps the view clear at FNB Stadium.
As this match sort of winds down, come back to what you said earlier on in the second half, that chance for Albert Dikwa, that was the best chance of the game. It's such a good opportunity to just headed it into what was almost an empty net, because Vitiello had come across and left the near side empty, missed the target. And if they end up drawing this match 0-0, he will no doubt go in that locker room and look back and go, hell, that was the moment. I really had to bury that one, and it's a big miss from someone whose job it is to be a good striker. You expect Albert Dikwa from 4 yards to find the net.
Gurr took a knock, and you see 3 minutes of stoppage. Likely to be more at this point. Bassett also went down. This is the second time that Gurr has had head contact. I think that one just happened on the header.
Both of those happened with Sukanome. So since he's come on Sukanome, he's thrown himself around a little bit at Jack Gurr's expense.
Bassett, good news for Pittsburgh. He's on his feet.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an elbow there. Sukanome gets up high, gets up well, but just leaves that elbow dangling a little bit, and that's what Jack Gurr's complaining about.
Gurr, 30 years old. Fifth season in Sacramento. Top 5 in club history in appearances, starts, minutes, assists.
He's been a wonderful pro for Sac Republic, top class. The thing is that having now had a head knock twice in the last 10 minutes, I think from a medical staff point of view, take a little bit more time assessing him here, because I'm a medic, but when you've been hit once and you get hit a second time, that's something that you don't want to take too many risks with.
You're not a medic.
But I've been hit in the head a few times as the keeper.
Sorry, didn't make light. Gurr onto his feet. That's a good sign. He will come off for a moment. He will stay in the match, though. No substitute coming for him. So we'll likely see an extra minute or two added on to this 3 minutes of stoppage time. Kelp. Kebu. Bassett. Crisostomo. Campuzano can just go chase it down. Up next for Sacramento after 5 of 6 away from home. They'll have back-to-back home matches the next 2 weekends. Lexington and Phoenix Rising come to town. Pittsburgh stays at home for a really important match against Charleston Battery, who sit above them in the league table right now in the Eastern Conference. And then 2 more on the road at Brooklyn, at El Paso, before finishing the month of August right here against the #1 team in the league, Tampa Bay Rowdies. Only 2 combined shots on target in the second half. XG is not pretty for Pittsburgh here. You know, what's interesting is when you talked about possession with a purpose earlier, possession's about even in this second half, but the chances Pittsburgh created in the first half, with about 20% less possession, higher quality than here in the second half.
They had 2 great moments in that first half where Trevor Emmons' header, well saved, but Dick was miss, the big one. Could also remember Malongo's shot smashing against the crossbar. So there has been opportunities, and you do think that both these sides are more than good enough to make the playoffs, and it's all going to be about how they play in those playoffs. And given they're good defensively, both teams can go a long way in the playoffs.
Toro Rodriguez trying to make something happen late. Rodriguez. For Edwards. Kebu lets it go. A late corner coming for Sac Republic.
This could be it. Get all the big guys in. Float it in just outside the goalkeeper's reach and see what happens.
Memo Rodriguez to play the in-swinger. Right back to him from Wolf. Wolf gets it back. Floats into the area. Crisostomo now. Final moments of the match. Rodriguez. Watched by Tsukunome. All the way out for Gurr. Barnes battling with Memo. Comes to Memo Rodriguez. Memo Rodriguez, and Campuzano makes the save. It likely was not going to go in, but he made the stop anyways.
Gets a shot from a fairly tight angle. Just some hesitation in the Pittsburgh defense, waiting for each other to clear the ball.
And there you hear the final whistle. 0-0 is the final here from FNB Stadium. Each team earns a point. Vincent likely not thrilled with that second half, but 2 quality teams battling to a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, I think Rob Vincent wanted them to be more on the front foot, Pittsburgh. That's what he said to us before this match, and they were first half towards the end. Second half, not really the case. Both teams will take away a lot in terms of good defensive ability. Both teams created chances. Problem is, neither team took their chance, and that's where the rubber meets the road.
It's time to name our Modelo Man of the Match. It's Nico Campuzano, celebrating those with a fighting spirit like Nico Campuzano, whose determination and skill truly embody the mark of a fighter. He is our Man of the Match thanks to another Riverhounds Pella Clearview Clean Sheet. Let's look at our save of the match from the first half. It's presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates.
Malongo there with a header and lovely save. There was enough time on the ball for Campuzano to get up, smile for the cameras. Good pair of hands. Sort of save that you'd love to have a picture of on your wall at home, and hopefully he gets one of those pictures.
6th clean sheet for both keepers, and while we give credit to Nico Campuzano, let's give some to Danny Vitiello as well. His 50th for Sac Republic, first ever to reach 50 with one club. 0-0 is our final. Back to wrap things up for you from FNB Stadium after this.
At FNB, we rewrote the rules of banking and made getting everything you need a whole lot easier. Experience the one-of-a-kind eStore Common app. Checking, savings, loans, credit cards. One application, done in minutes. No hoops, no hassles, no surprises. Just one common app for more than 50 business and consumer products.
Can your bank do that? Didn't think so.
Welcome to FNB. Let's get started.
Here in Pittsburgh, strength, pride, and teamwork matter, just like at Home Genius Exteriors, a top-rated roofing, siding, windows, and doors contractor. Call now and get 50% off roofing materials, plus no payments till 2027. And we're proud to offer an extra 10% military discount. Schedule your free, no-obligation home inspection today. Call 412-528-6526. Home Genius Exteriors, proud sponsor of your Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Welcome back to FNB Stadium in Pittsburgh. 0-0 the final. Sac Republic and Pittsburgh Riverhounds split the points. Josh Appel, Gary Bailey with you. It's time for tonight's full-time highlights presented by Corona. And we start with our play of the game brought to you by Epic Insurance. Trevor Ammon in the first half on the delivery from Goldthorpe nearly had the game's first goal.
So close. Danny Vitiello with a good save. Lovely cross from Goldthorpe. Whipped in. Trevor Ammon does so well to get his head on that, but just can't get it wide of the keeper.
40th minute. Pittsburgh had another chance. It was Dikwa in front. How many times is he going to miss this the rest of the year?
3 yards out. Gaping goal. It's harder to miss than get it in, and he can't believe a quality striker like him got to finish that off.
Not much doing in the second half for either team, but Sac Republic just by default had the better chances. Memo Rodriguez, likely the best one there.
Yeah, he's trying to bend it in far post, and he wasn't too far away. That's very clever there. He just opens up a little gap for himself and not too far wide.
And then in the 4th minute of stoppage time in the second half, the last gasp for either team. Sacramento in possession. It was Memo Rodriguez again. Would have been off target, but he forced Nico Campuzano to make his final save of the night. Campuzano a clean sheet. Vitiello a record-setting clean sheet, 50th with Sac Republic. First goalkeeper ever to reach that mark with one team. Here are the final stats brought to you by Restano Heating and Cooling. Shots 14-6 in favor of Sacramento, 5-3 on target. Possession, huge disparity. Corners, huge disparity. So when you look at this, despite Pittsburgh having quote-unquote the better of the two chances in the first half, maybe fortunate to come away with a point.
Yeah, it's pretty even in the sense that Sac Republic had a lot more of those general chances, but the two really big ones fell to Pittsburgh. Don't forget there was that strike from Malungo at the first half that hit the crossbar. So probably at the end of the day, it's a fair result. Well done the defenses, unlucky the attack, and so they move on to the next match.
For Gary Bailey and our entire crew, this is Josh Appel saying so long. Once again, our final score, 0-0. Talk to you next.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.